All right, welcome guys. Thank you for joining this watch party. I know it's kind of crazy times and everyone's like on their own. In the perfect world, I would have had like have everyone around, but COVID and everything. So, and I think this is cool. It brings you on board, like people like that are outside of the states and everything like that. So I think it's a pretty feature to have right now. So here it is. This is a 27 Dream under the artist name Manny Maverik in collaboration with 1027. It's also premiering on Perplex TV on YouTube. And Stefan, he was one of the cinematographers for this. And also Johnny Sandes, he was like the drone operator for this. So this is like some of the shots that he did for as a drone op. But at the very beginning, the Fu Chen, he did the whole restaurant scene in that sense. And so so it's like a kind of Frankenstein of a project, right? And yeah, so here we go. You guys enjoy. Ashley Pawa, she choreographed the dance section. That's actually my sister. So
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's all Robert Rodriguez style, right? So there it is.
Oh, brother, yeah.
It's the Manuel Salgado style.
There you go. Right.
Congratulations, man. That was great. That was beautiful.
Oh yeah, no, appreciate it. No, thank you guys. And yeah, I mean, by all means, give you your full critique. I mean, I know. We had, and I appreciate everyone that was involved in it to make it happen. In the perfect world, I mean, I would have like a much bigger, obviously like a big old budget and have like not only 5, 8, 10 people like dancing choreographed, but I would have like, 50, right? Or something like that. I wanted it to look like a mob, right? Okay, cool.
A trick for that is to hold the camera closer to the crowd and then do a different angles, and it looks like 50, 60 people. You can increase them. Right. You don't have the budget. When you don't have the budget, then you put stick figures.
Yeah.
That's it for you.
You try to figure it out.
Like cardboard. Remember Brenda? Like when we did the SWAT, the extra, and then everything was just like. So we had like a bunch of like people when because I met Brenda as an extra when we were in SWAT, right? The show.
Uh-huh.
And so, yeah, I saw her there, but like where they sat us down, there was a bunch of cardboard cutouts and everything like that. And, we would be like the filler-ins and everything like that. So, yeah, I could see that. I mean, I'll just have to borrow some mannequins or something.
The great thing is that with a camera, I mean, you could trick it so much, but at the same time, the camera catches everything,
Yeah,
that's in front of it. So yeah.
Yeah, so it's like.
But the camera can't tell depth. So,
no.
I have a question about the concept of the video.
Yeah.
When you set out to do it, how do you feel that you actually came through with your initial concept, or did it change over time?
It definitely changed. Like, I mean, like I said, like I was like overly ambitious at first, right? I was thinking like we could shoot this in 2 days, which we technically did kind of, but could shoot this in 2 days. I wanted 100 people, right? It's like just get everyone in, and whether like it was like kind of half dancing and stuff. So I wanted that, even if they were like in zombie mode or something like that. That would have been great because it just would have looked better on camera. But like Will says, right, like you could kind of always trick that a little bit. Depending on the lens and of course
but that's like technically speaking, but I mean like your actual concept, like that you had in mind, did it come through as strongly as you thought it would, or
the final product is the final product what you imagine?
Not 100%, no. It was kind of yes, and then some of it no. I mean, I did do a pre-production kind of layout. I thought about what I wanted as far as like maybe certain shots to get for sure. And I do remember like it kind of changed over time too, as even the day of, right? Like maybe the day before I was trying to think about like, okay, what's the blindfold? Like, how could I make it represent a certain thing? Because the blindfolds, it's a concept that has multiple meanings. Some of it could tailor into like kind of like the more political aspect with what's happening in Israel and stuff like that and all that. Another thing is also tying it into like kind of like social anxiety, right? Like kind of in a sense, you could like interpreted so many ways. But initially, like I was trying to mesh all that together somehow and make it work. And at the same time, at some point, like, you know, I wanted someone to skateboard too, and other points, like I wanted different elements. For what we got is actually, for one, like, you know, J&B's, right, the restaurant. For one, I felt like that was great because I ended up talking to the owner and everything, and so we hit it off, obviously, because I'm also a La Puente resident, and so he was, just the fact that he let me use the place also was big, right, in contributing to my original concept.
You know, I like the idea of the mask because as we're dealing with the last year and what we're living through now with a mask for breathing and, you know, really it's for breathing, right? Or for better breathing and not being contagious. But I feel like your use of the mask over the eyes kind of interpret it better what we're kind of living through in the last year, where we're kind of led by the government, led by medical authorities to just kind of believe and go along with it. And at the same time experiencing that anxiety of not knowing what's at the end of it, but just trusting. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking too deep maybe into it, but that's kind of how I was looking at it.
That's the whole idea, isn't it? That you see this and then hopefully it triggers different things in everybody. You want everybody to think about it in the same way.
Right.
You know, it's got to trigger something for the person personally before they can get invested in it. So
Right, exactly. And that's how I saw it too. Like, I have my own set of interpretations, but I knew it's kind of vague to a point where, like, even the words don't really match, and you could kind of hear the words, right? Because the mix is a little low on the vocals, but even the words are a little different to what's actually happening up there. But it has some similarities. But yeah, it could either be taken in a political context. It could also be taken in a mental health context, and also, like, just the fact of, like, you know, being brainwashed, being zombies into, you know,
blinded by
like
society.
everything's okay when it's not, you know. So yeah, and just kind of like ambitions, right? Like you're set out to do something, and then, you know, you're kind of like you're expected to kind of just follow the norm.
Go with the grind.
Yeah. So I mean, any of you guys, like, who are involved, obviously Renee, Steven, anything that you guys want to add, obviously.
I'll add that I'm glad that we got those shots of you singing the lyrics, because I remember that was not originally part of the day.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, and it was like, because we were like,
So was that a mistake or just something you taped while he was doing it and he didn't know?
What I remember was Manny had like a plan of like what he wanted to do. And then when we were shooting over by the train tracks, I was like, oh, that looks kind of like a cool place to shoot. And then so we shot some stuff there. And then I remember just thinking like, oh, we don't really, I don't like, well, at least like on my side of things, like, oh, I don't think we have anything of Manny singing. So I was like, hey man, we were to get something of you singing.
Yeah, smart.
yeah, and that was perfect, because that was most of it was a good factor of what's in the video, right? What you see. Yeah. And it was like a one taker shot too. It was just like we're like on a time crunch, right? I wanted to make sure everyone was like.
There's a quick story. I don't know if you guys know Macy Gray.
Yeah.
Okay. When she wrote the songs, but she wasn't going to sing it. The girl who was supposed to sing it the day they had the studio to record it never showed up. And so she stepped in to sing it, and she hated her voice. And dude, she won 4 Grammys.
Wow.
You know what I mean? She stepped in. She had no idea. That's why in some of the songs at the end of it, you hear go, "Oh, that's okay. Fuck that. I don't want to do it again." You actually hear it at the end as they're fading out. It's pretty fun.
Wow.
Yeah,
pretty cool. Pretty cool, man. I love stories like that.
Yeah.
You know, because we have a tendency, we limit ourselves, you know, and so when you kind of unleash that, you know, you surprise what you can do. So cool.
Yeah. So I thought that was great that you ended up doing that too, even though it was just a one time. Like sometimes I was like, oh, I wish I would have done it again, right? Like a second take. But obviously, you know, we worked with what we got, the time that we had.
Yeah.
And I want to respect everyone's time in that sense too, you know. So because I know,
dude, and it's guerrilla, it's guerrilla filmmaking. No, you know, running from cops. Like,
yeah.
grab the camera, run.
No permits or street closures.
Yeah.
But
That's
but I
good.
remember
job for, like-
the streets were pretty empty that day.
Yeah, I
there were
remember.
a
Yeah.
couple
That
of
was
cars every
great.
so often, but like for the most part, like there was like no one on the street.
Yeah, it's smart. I thought it was great locations to shoot in because
Yeah.
I was wondering about that. Like, you know,
Yeah, it's a very nice location. I mean, Bird Box was shot there. It's like a hole in the, you know, like a lot of
is
people.
that by Pasadena? Where's that?
What was that?
Where's that? Is that in La Puente?
La Puente, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's all shot in La Puente, and
Yeah.
it's kind of funny because like, yeah, it's so empty. Even though that was like pre-COVID,
Uh-huh.
like it took a little while. Obviously, I look different. Right? I have more longer hair, and I look younger there, I guess. But yeah, it was like pre-COVID, which is why it prompted me to want to release this even more, because it was just so interesting that this is something that we're not going to be able to capture again right now. You know, there's like a big excuse for it, or a lot of money to go into it, right? But you know, a lot of these businesses, they're not doing stuff like this, you know. And recently I went to the J&B's restaurant and everything's closed. You can't dine in right there. You can't eat there. It's all takeout. So so it's just interesting now that how different times are compared to now. And actually the ending shot with the J&B's at the end with the memory of, I just recently shot that like 2 days ago, right? Just to get a quick, like a memory of, right?
Is that the owner?
What was that?
Is that the owner?
Yeah, that's the owner. The former owner. Yeah, my bad. The former owner of J&B's passed away like a year ago, I think. And I don't think it was COVID related, but
right.
It felt like it was needed. But yeah, all these other stores they're pretty much shut out right now. So like to answer Amelia's question, as far as like what else I was thinking like would be great to shoot at the time, I was just some other production or whatever, but I wanted to get a pickup shot of, you know, the dancing. In my mind, I was like, it would be great to get a dancing shot where the porn theater, you know, the Star Theater was at. You know, there's a theater. It's an old school theater. I wanted to shoot like a dance sequence there. I think it would have been epic. But the day that the day that I wanted to shoot that, maybe like a few days before that, or like a month before, they had like destroyed the building because it was starting to become like a nuisance to the town. Like people, you know, so like at this point it was more of a landmark. People try to save it, right? They were like, oh no, save the Star Theater, because it was like a La Puente landmark, kind of like what the donut hole is for La Puente.
Right.
But they ended up destroying it, and they're gonna build condos there. But that's the only thing that I was like, oh man, that would have been awesome to grab, like at least that little part of history, right? So
would have been good to grab the destruction of it too. Like
yeah.
Do this. That would have been interesting.
And I think it's just a matter of like, you know, having everyone like just trusting everyone, right? And them trusting you, and that's why I'm thankful like for everyone that was involved.
So I'm curious. So why did you choose to cover the to mask? What was your vision for that with regards to what you were filming?
Originally, it was just kind of it's funny because I have notes, right, and I write everything down and everything. But I think originally it was more because just the whole like fact of like dealing with like mental health issues and anxiety. You know how like when you get into like a big room or something, everyone kind of looks at you, and you're just kind of like you're there. You're kind of like a deer in the headlights kind of thing.
Yeah, you're there, but you feel invisible.
Yeah, you feel kind of and it's just kind of like but it's just kind of that sense, right, where like it's just you feel uncomfortable kind of thing with like a bunch of people around or something like that, or you feel like someone's always watching you, which kind of explains like when people are turning around and they're all like kind of looking at you, and you just kind of feel like your world closing in, right?
Yeah, I've experienced that.
Right. So it's kind of crazy, and so that's the kind of feel that I ended up getting for. But at the same time, it also started feeling kind of like kind of political too, because I did have the what do you call it, the different kind of blindfold, you know how like with Palestine and Israel, and I was thinking of like combining that somehow too. So yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's part of it, and obviously it was crazy that everyone was just dancing and trying to dance blindfolded. So I think that was the tricky part of that too. Like everyone was just blindfolded, trying to move around and all that stuff. So Yeah, so everyone did a good job like at dancing. Like I'm not the best dancer, so I left it to them to like take it out, you know. Yeah, I just move my arms here and there, and that's it, you know. So yeah, so pretty crazy. But yeah. So and that's why I invited you guys here too, obviously, because all you guys are creative. You guys have like awesome input to projects that you've done, and you know, I've seen some of you guys' work, so like some of your work has also inspired me and stuff. So so that's why I felt like it was great to have everyone just come on board, aside from it being my birthday or whatever. But you know,
yeah, very cool.
Thank
you for the invite, man. So what are you doing for the rest of your birthday, dude? What are you doing for the rest of the day?
Oh, I don't know, man. This is all I had planned. No, it's like, no, I haven't thought ahead. No,
I know this is kind of it, you know.
It's kind of it. Yeah.
At 3 o'clock, I went to the kitchen. Yay!
Hey, what's up? Yeah, check out this video, guys.
Yeah.
Come hang out with me for a little bit. No, it's just my excuse to like have everyone on Zoom. You know, it's like I gotta show something. You know, I can't just come to my party.
So we both just had a birthday, so we just want to share our balloon with you.
Oh, happy! All right.
Hey.
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
We just had a birthday like a week from each other, so.
Oh, wow.
That's right. Huh? Like when is your birthday? Like on the 7th? 8th?
Mine?
Yeah.
January 24th.
Oh, wow.
Oh, they said a week. Oh no.
No.
Well, Alex just had a birthday too. So
His was on the 9th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On 31st, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
January
Aquarius, a lot of Aquarius.
Happy birthday to all of you.
Thanks.
I mean, I don't know how many Aquariuses are in here, but you know, we're the artsy kind, right? So
Yes, we are. Yes.
Yeah.
Taurus.
we're the overthinkers. No.
We're also kind of shady. Just kidding. That's
I
what
know.
I've been told my whole life. I don't know.
Shady. Yeah.
Taurus. That's funny.
Yeah.
Lots of lifelong friends and a few intimate, like close friends. That's what I think. Like Aquarius just like to share what they have, and sometimes it means moving from place to place so that everyone can have a little bit.
Right. And then people are like, I don't want that.
I used to live in Delano, you guys, so I know a little bit of California. So
Oh, nice.
I was in
sweet.
Delano.
So who's where? Who's where? I'm in Orange County, California.
Orange County too.
You're in Orange County too?
Yes.
Where? I'm in La Habra.
Right here.
That's weird.
Orange.
Oh, cool.
I used to live in Orange, but I live in Pasadena now. So
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Nice.
there's some good spaces in Pasadena to shoot that makes you look like you're out of the state. It's pretty crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, there's some good spots.
I don't know if Yosho's still on. He's out in Vegas. Well, obviously, Renee, you're out in Pomona. Oh, unless you don't want to disclose that, right?
Oh, yeah, right here. Now we're at the border of Pomona, Montclair. So
Oh,
Like,
okay.
man, don't be
Yeah.
telling my business.
in an empire.
Well, you know, if you're not back east, you're okay because my family's all back east in New York and Florida, and they're fucking freezing.
Yeah. It's cold.
The first day of that snowstorm, I sent him a picture of me in a tank top with a sunburn.
Oh, man.
I had gone to the beach and I didn't realize it got so hot, and I was in a tank top and I was walking with my dog, and when I got home, I went, "Holy shit, I'm sunburned!" I couldn't even believe it. It was
Oh,
pretty funny.
man.
You got farmer's stand.
Yeah. And my brother sends me a picture of him digging himself out of 4 feet of snow.
Oh, God. Yeah, Chicago is covered with snow right now.
Oh, dude, it's horrible. You guys are getting
It
beat
hasn't
up, man.
stopped all like since yesterday. It's
Yeah.
snowing.
Yeah.
One of the 10th worst snowstorms in history of
Yeah.
recorded weather. That's crazy.
Like a 7 degrees out there.
Yeah.
It's like 8. Yeah, 8.
My friends in
Before I let you go, I'll show you guys real quick.
Amelia, where are you at?
I'm in Chicago. Well, I'm in a suburb of Chicago.
Yeah. My
Oh,
friend
you
lives in
can't
Chicago
even
too.
go
She
out.
just sent me pictures of her too. Yeah.
Right now it's stopped because it had been coming down quite a bit.
But after the snow falls, it actually feels nice. It's not because the pressure.
Show you some snow.
But man,
Nice.
It
Awesome.
actually
Yeah.
feels good after being inside a while.
yeah.
That's awesome.
So
Dude, I gotta tell you, as a kid in
My
New York,
friend lives in Elk Grove. Yeah.
One day we'll have a reunion here whenever this is over.
So that's so cool.
Thanks for including me in your call today.
Of course, because I know what you do and stuff. So like, if you guys ever need someone to get, and I appreciate it because you know, you came out with the questions and stuff like that. Because as you know, she also has like a podcast and everything, and she invites artists of all kinds and she interviews people and stuff like that. So what is it called?
It's called the queso.
Queso, right?
Oh,
The queso. So I'll send you guys the link here in a minute.
Yeah.
So if you guys just want to sit and chit chat, I've yet to finish my interview with you, Manuel and Steven.
Yeah, right.
I know we spoke before. I'd love to hear your story. So if you want to just sit and talk at the queso, you're more than welcome to join me.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
down.
send-
Hopefully the audio comes out better, right?
And now it's a
Yeah.
lot better. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all for it. And then I'll have like the guys come if anything too. So
Yeah, we'll do another one with you and talk about your video more in depth if you like. That'd be nice.
sure. Yeah, I'm for it. You know, anything. I'm cool with that.
Hi, Alex.
Hey, how you doing, Brendan?
Good.
you guys know
Long
each
time
other?
to see you.
Long time, yeah, I know.
Like, oh my God, somebody that I know. I'm missing a
I
lot
know.
of people.
Well, I'm in Westchester over here.
I forget that, you know, because it's like the central casting crew, right? So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so like
yeah, right there.
yeah. So,
Movie stars. Yeah.
Happy birthday, my friend. Continued success to everybody.
I appreciate it.
You know, we can work together or
No, yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
cool. Stay creative, folks. Stay safe.
all right.
Likewise. Thank
Well,
you, Will.
Of your birthday.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, thank
Bye,
you.
buddy.
Bye.
Happy birthday.
All right, no, thank you so much. Yeah, so her
Bye-bye.
info's right there. So yeah,
All right, wow.
all right.
Small world, yeah.
Yeah, what a small world, right?